The man told Jesus, I'm going to kill you. Christ says, for that cause was I born. I mean, he took away all the fella power right away. Why? I expect to die, he says. You can't expect for someone to be a worship leader for 20,000 years. Changes come. And when the Lord makes a shift, it's only for a season. The shift is even for a season. He's shifting things because he wants different moods and different environments. So he shifts things.
It's like taking a car that runs on diesel and putting regular gasoline in it. And then all of a sudden you say drive and something's going to go wrong. So you have to rework all the components inside of your mind to be able to understand how to function in positivity.
There's a time to be born, it says, and there's a time to die. Mature people are able to say it was good, I enjoyed it, it was wonderful, let's move on.
Which means whatever you're going through did not come to stay.
You got fired? No problem. Tell them thank you very much. It was good being with y'all. I guess I'm now about to move up. Y'all ain't high enough. I got to move a little higher. You're too low now. God got a plan for me that you holding me down. That which was a floater now becomes an anchor. I got to cut loose of you. I got to move on up. But we are so tied to permanence, we can't enjoy change. Some of you have not been promoted because you don't want to be. Because the route that God has planned for you to promote yourself or be promoted, you don't like the plan. For example, Joseph saw himself as a ruler, sitting on the throne. And here he is in the back of Calabash Bay, planting corn. But he had this dream. Now, sometimes God doesn't tell you how he can get you to the next level. But a change gotta come. Oh, yes, it will. And when the change starts, you fight the change. God's okay, now, Joe, let me tell you now. Now, here's how you're going to get to the throne, okay, Joe? First of all, your brothers can beat you up. Then they can tear off your clothes. Then they can put you in one pit. Then they can sell you into slavery. Then you can go on a caravan for 5 days through the desert. Then they can lock you up in jail. Then the woman can lie on you. Joe say, tell you what, let me just stay here in Calabash Bay.
Those dreamers in here who are trying to build a dream, everything seems to be going fine, and all of a sudden you hear something. There's a rumbling. Something is happening that is trying to distract you. You see the knife, you see the wood, you see the fire. You've got anxiety. You can't sleep. You're tossing and turning all night long, wondering what is going on. God, what is going on in this moment? What is going on? What is happening right now? I've been there. It's a very difficult place when you know that you've got anxiety all over you. How do you get past it? How do you get past this anxiety? How do you rest? How do you have peace? What do you do?
If you're going through a tough time right now, it's because your change has arrived for the next level. Whatever you're going through, God has a plan for you.
You're going to be all right. I don't care what it looks like. It's going to be all right. Tyler, you don't understand. It's been difficult. It's been hard. God will provide.
Get ready to move on. Tell your neighbor, let's move forward. Faith doesn't quit. Maturity is measured by how you respond to change. How do you respond to change? It's maturity. Your level of maturity is exposed by change. How do you handle sudden change? Exposes who you really are. I put it this way. It says, number one, the key to effective living is the capacity and ability to manage the unexpected and also the expected. That's the key to life. Number two, success is measured by your ability to maintain personal balance in times of turmoil. Personal balance. Keep your balance. Number three, maturity in life is measured by your capacity to respond effectively to tragedy and chaos. That's how you measure your maturity in life. It's not who you are in good times that tests your maturity. It's what happens when things don't work out, or when something happens suddenly you didn't expect. We don't panic, we don't quit, we don't give up, we don't surrender to the situation. We manage it and manage ourselves right out of it by the grace of God. Tragedy and crisis shakes the foundation of your belief system, and that is why doubt sets in. Now, let me just say something about faith and doubt. You do not believe something until you doubt it first. It's a little heavy here. Okay, let me say it again. You cannot believe something until you doubt it first. This is why your son and daughter have to test the faith you gave them, because that's your faith. So when they have to do their little, breakaway and make their own decisions and act like there's everything, and they get their own life, that's important. You did that too, remember? Write this down. Nothing is yours until you understand it. I can give you my information, but it still ain't yours. It's still mine. I just gave it to you. You don't own it yet. It becomes yours when you gotta test it to see if it works for you. So your faith is proven by doubt. Faith means belief. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore the greatest threat to your faith is unexplained tragedy. It's when you can't explain what's happening and you still gotta believe. When you become like Job, even though he slay me.
Is it or is it?
Yet will I trust him. That's faith. Real faith is when there's nothing left to believe on except what he said.
Hear me clearly when I say this. There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season. Some people are not equipped to handle the altitudes that you're going to. So don't be afraid when they fall off. They're not bad people. They just couldn't go where you're going.
Now that's faith. There's no evidence around except what he said. In other words, the fight in tragedy is for your faith. When death occurs, when you lose a job, when your company falls apart, when the bank repossesses your house, when you got to go back and rent, all that stuff, God is saying, I'm watching you. I let you go, and you're checking something, because when this thing turns around, you're going to be like Job 7 times wealthier.
Because when you know that everything in your life is going to work together for your good, listen, climb and maintain.